Ah, the 1950s and 60s when flying was glamorous, luxurious, and straight out of a Hollywood movie, or was it? Buckle up, because we're taking off on a turbulent ride through the shocking realities of the so-called golden age of flying. Spoiler alert, it wasn't all champagne and caviar. A round trip from Chicago to Phoenix cost $138 back then. Sounds reasonable, right? Not so fast. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $1,200 in today's money, and that wasn't even cross-country. Flying was an exclusive experience reserved for the wealthy. Fast forward to now, and you can snag a flight for less than $100 if you catch the right deal. Glamorous back then. Sure. Affordable? Not even close. Back in the day, airport security was virtually non-existent. Passengers could stroll in 20 minutes before takeoff and walk straight to the gate with friends and family in tow. No ID. No problem. It sounds like a dream until you realize how dangerous it was. Between 1968 and 1972, there were 130 hijackings in the US alone. Some days, more than one plane was hijacked. So maybe TSA confiscating your toothpaste isn't the worst thing after all. Hope you like cigarettes, because flying back then meant sitting in a smoke-filled cabin. Passengers lit up non-stop, turning the air into a haze of nicotine. The smell was so bad that vomit bags weren't just for turbulence, they were for the stench. Smoking only became fully banned on US flights in the 2000s, so today's clean air is a relatively new luxury. Meals on planes were another story. Imagine lobster, champagne, and prime rib, served on real china with silverware. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the catch. Airlines used these gourmet meals to distract passengers from the chaos around them. Planes were loud, shaky, and unpressurized. Turbulence was constant, and air sickness was common. The fine dining was more of a coping mechanism than a perk. Walking to the bathroom was its own adventure. Planes back then weren't built for comfort. Smaller, noisier, and more unstable. Walking down the aisle felt like a high-stakes obstacle course. Combine turbulence with slippery seating and fragile glass partitions, and every trip to the restroom felt like competing on American Ninja Warrior. For flight attendants, the job was far from glamorous. Airlines enforced strict weight limits, required attendants to remain single, and even judged them on their looks. Uniforms were designed to be more revealing as the years went on, and it wasn't uncommon for interviews to include showing of their legs to prove they fit the image. Serving stressed-out passengers in a turbulent cabin while wearing a miniskirt. Not exactly a dream job. Luggage handling was another chaotic aspect of vintage air travel. Before carousels and barcodes, passengers had to hand over their luggage to a porter and hope it showed up at their destination. There were no baggage fees, which was a silver lining, but the process was slow and inefficient. And let's not forget safety or the lack of it. Seatbelts were often optional. Carry-on bags had no limits, and safety standards were, let's say, loose. Flying was 4 times more dangerous in the 1950s than it is today. Turbulence, mechanical issues, and even mid-flight fires were much more common, making every trip a gamble. So, while the golden age of flying might look glamorous in black and white photos, the reality was a lot less shiny. Sure, today's flights come with TSA lines and cramped seats, but we also have safer planes, better technology, and no smoke-filled cabins. Would you trade modern travel for the glamour and chaos of the past? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more fascinating aviation secrets.